If you want the best schemes created by the best players in the world, head over to acemadden.com, get yourself a membership, and make sure to use code ACE for 10% off at checkout. What's up, guys? It's your boys from acemadden.com, and today we're going to be talking about RPO Glitch defense. And this is something that I promised if the previous video hit 50 likes, and I think it hit 100. So good shit, guys. I appreciate it. So I'll be returning the favor by showing you guys how to stop it, or at least contain it. So I like to do this at a 3-3-5. This is the formation that I'm going to be in all year. And the play is going to be Tampa 2. Now, one thing I want to point out is that this is actually a premium tip that I posted on the site. So if you're a System TNC subscriber, then you probably have already seen this. But if you guys don't know about System TNC, it's basically our subscription service on the site where we have a ton of different pro players who provide tips, you know, the best tips in the world, really. They're meta breaking, meta defining. If you need to know how to like block 2-4-5 odd, or the best coverage shells at a 2-4-5 odd, or how to box U trips, and this week we'll be talking about how to box trips, that kind of stuff, we talk about it in System TNC. So if you guys are interested in that, go to the site, check it out, and let's go ahead and talk about the tip today. So Tampa 2, and if you didn't see the video last week, you might not know what I'm talking about. I'll just show you very briefly. What people are doing is on RPO bubbles, they will just pump fake. So double tap to the receiver icon, and then they'll take off with their quarterback. So that's what the RPO glitch is. There are people who have said that it's not a glitch. I mean, it is. This is not how EA intended the play to be, even though it's not against NFL rules to run with your quarterback on an RPO. The only two options should be handing it to your running back and throwing it to the bubble. Those are your only two options on this play, or should be your only two options. And EA is going to patch this. Don't know when, but for now, we need to have a solution for people who run it on leaderboards. So let's go ahead and talk about the solution. So Tampa 2 out of 3-3-5. I'm in the 4-6 playbook. I'm going to spread my linebackers. We're going to man up the outside linebacker on the trip side onto the inside slot receiver, which is the bubble receiver, and that's B. And by the way, this is my sellout defense. This is something that if I know it's coming, this is the setup I'm using. We're going to spy this middle linebacker. We're going to hide right here with our user behind the defensive end. And then we're going to blitz this outside cornerback on the short side. So if you're doing this against a formation that doesn't have, you know, a short side like this, like you can do this versus trips tight end and bunch tight end. But, you know, there might be, you know, another RPO bubble that's giving you trouble. And there might be a receiver over this guy. If there was a receiver on the short side, do not blitz him. I'm mainly talking about trips tight end right now. And by the way, this is out of the New England Patriots offensive playbook, this trips tight end RPO bubble. Okay, so with all the setup out of the way, I won't have to go into too much detail about how to set that up again, but it's not that hard to do. You should be able to do it. I get it done pretty easily. This guy against the trips, you can put him in inside quarter or like an inside third or something if you really want. But you might be saying, Ace, this coverage looks fucking awful. Well, here's the thing. Like I said, this is a sellout. And the second thing is the coverage isn't that bad. We have a good cover 2 shell on the left side. We have a manned up trips receiver. So if they maybe run a hitch to the outside slot receiver, you know, that might be open. Not for a huge gain, but it'll be open. And all we really have to do with our user is read the inside slot. If he goes on a bubble, then we could shoot down and blow it up ourselves. Or if it's not a bubble, we can drop into coverage and defend the flats over here and just muddy up the read. And the pressure is going to come in pretty quickly against, you know, a standard pass play. So let's go ahead and just show you what I'm talking about. They can no longer run to the short side because this guy's not dropping. He's blitzing. So I'll show you it's very quick to set up. We're already set up technically. Now, the last optional step is changing the safety if you really want to. And I don't have 4 hands, so I can't show you this properly, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot down into the gap with my user now. And actually, it somehow got messed up. But typically, you can shoot down into the gap and blow it up yourself. And make sure if they run up the middle that they don't really have a good option. So let's go ahead and maybe hide a little bit better this time. Yeah, I got picked up again, which is not super common. You don't need to be shooting down. I'll show you that we can actually play to handicap. We'll play down a man, and you'll see that the defense is still going to be really good. It's going to be really hard. What's going to happen is this spy is kind of the trick to making sure that nothing too crazy happens in the middle of the field. He stays shallow. He follows the quarterback. And, you know, the running back, you know, he does pick him up, and the cornerback kind of bails us here. But keep in mind that I'm not using my user here. This is computer defended right now. So if I see that bubble, I'm shooting down into the gap and blowing this up myself. And there's nothing they can do about it. Do it again. I'll show you the trip side now. The trip side is kind of weird. What's going to happen is this slot cornerback is kind of important to be on a blitz as well, because if he's not, he drops, or he like literally runs downfield if he's like manned up on that slot receiver. So what's going to happen is he's going to have our outside contain here. And in MUT, it's really not that big of a deal that it gets blocked in the back. There's no quarterback that's like way faster like Lamar is in regs. So you don't have to worry about that too much. Was kind of slow with the RPO there, but overall you guys kind of get the point of what's happening. So overall, this is a solid kind of sellout defense. And as you can see, the middle of the field wasn't really too open either. We have the spy and we have my user. The user is not going to be getting picked up by this tight end. It's just because I'm not using him right now. But as you can see, everything's pretty much bagged. Now, I will say the one thing you can really give up is this bubble. The bubble is really not that important. But as you can see, when this guy's man up on the bubble, he takes him away and he pulls this left guard away. So we're effectively wasting 2 players with 1. So it's kind of why I'm cool with keeping him manned up. That's fine with me. Now, let's talk about a few things you can do to have a more balanced approach. So kind of the same setup and blitz your outside cornerback. And then you have a couple options here. Do you want to zone up this slot cornerback? If you do, you have to blitz this outside linebacker, because you still need to have some kind of outside contain. I did not mean to contain, but it might still work. So you can do it like this. You're going to have worse defense up the middle, and you're going to have to be accountable for that. But you can still run a shell like this, a more standard cover 2. Let's go ahead and do it like this. As you can see, this outside linebacker is going to come out off the edge and blow it up if he goes to the trip side. And we have really good coverage overall if they decide to pass, like do a PA counter go or whatever play. As you can see, everything looks pretty good. That safety's running across the field because he's in a match quarter. And he's just trying to find work. But that's something I like to do if I really, like if they're trying to hit me with, you know, slot hitches, slot streaks, and kind of change it up with my outside contain player and just kind of run a defense like this. As you can see, that works out very well. So another thing you can do is leave it like this and keep the slot cornerback blitzing and leave that guy in a vert hook. And then what you're going to see is like maybe if you really want to put this guy in a curl flat, put him in like a 25-yard curl flat and then just shoot down to the flats. Because really, they might not have time for like a deep post or a crosser unless you keep spamming this setup and they know that you don't have a deep zone over there. Then that's when you have to worry about it. But what you can do here is like we're giving up the slot bubble now. And as you can see, the slot bubble is like, it's not that important. Like you can get 5 yards out of it. But look how the deep half is playing this. Every single time you throw to this, the deep half is going to get over there pretty quickly. Now, if they make you miss, then yeah, it could be punishing. But what's going to happen is this guy is going to shed a lot. I'm surprised he's getting blocked as well, but he will shed a lot and make the play himself. Or he'll help with this safety and make it really hard. He'll have to miss 2 people. So that's another adjustment that I like to make is just not manning up the bubble. That's not totally necessary. The bubble's not going to kill you. What's going to kill you is the quarterback run. So you could definitely keep it like this as well. So instead of manning up the inside slot, you can do this. Inside quarter this safety. So if they run PA counter go and they have a crosser, this guy will match to the crosser. And then all we have to do is read the slot receiver, see if he goes on a bubble. If he does not, we shoot out to the flats and just be ready for anything going out there. Let's go ahead and show you. As you can see, incredibly hard to run out to that side. So that's pretty much going to be the tip, guys. That's the gist of it. Now, you can adjust this for your own formation. Doesn't have to be 3-3-5. I just think it's better to be doing it out of this because you can shoot runs better this way. You can basically force a double team on these tackle and the tight end, and then you have a free rush with your user or free gap shoot. And we have a lot of speed on the field. Obviously, you can put safety side linebacker. But just kind of translate these principles to your own formation. So, you know, like the middle linebacker, quarterback spy, he stays shallow, he follows the quarterback. The short side, outside cornerback is going to give you the outside contain. And just remember, he has to be blitzing. Otherwise, he will drop. And then similar thing over here between the outside linebacker and slot cornerback. One of them has to be blitzing usually, especially against trips, because you're going to want outside contain on this side. Now, just keep in mind, the more clean way to do it is going to be blitzing this guy because there's no blocker coming for him. And this guy can technically get blocked in the back when he's blitzed. So that's pretty much the gist, guys. Thanks for watching. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, let me know in the comment section. Drop a like if you enjoyed the tip. Subscribe for more Madden 22 content. I'll see you guys later.